Welcome into the Bobby Carpenter Show, and it is a Football Friday, and it is the Football Friday because it is Michigan week. It is time for the game. We are ready to rock, and Schlegs about 24 hours from now, the Buckeyes will be on the field getting ready to engage in what Ryan Day called, a battle, a war, and with the victor goes the spoils, the plunder, everything that was happening kind of has really leaned in to the physicality, how serious this game is this week. And it's been pretty impressive to kind of watch him embrace this. And I, for one, am just incredibly excited to see how it's going to look. And we'll get into that as well. But kind of your thoughts here on this Friday is, Ohio State's right on the cusp of this big game.
Well, Bob, before we get into that, I want to hear about your Thanksgiving because we had some nuggets yesterday about, family and friends and inviting people. And guess what? You might not like them, but you invited them, right? And have a good time. Tell me about people want to know about your Thanksgiving. What happened yesterday? Like what's going down? Because we had 26 people. We had 26 people.
Who invites people they don't like to their Thanksgiving?
Hey, man, because they might be a family member. They might be like a friend of somebody else, but they're there, You got to love them. You probably love them. You might not like them. There's a difference, right? But
there is a difference. I mean, family, you can pick your friends. You can't pick your family. So I get that. Yeah, I guess I enjoy our family for the most part. And
what'd you guys do?
So we're down in Portsmouth right now, outside on the Ohio River. I got a little snow down here. My parents are down. So yeah, it's been a good time, a lot of fun. Really enjoyed the whole process of everything. Yesterday, what, Schlegs, I woke up. We had a bunch of trees fell down in the spring, destroyed half our boat dock. I mean, there's a process of getting that fixed. I think it's like on its way. My father-in-law's done a great job. Was his friend Chuck fixing that thing up, but pulled a bunch of trees out of the water. Cut a bunch of firewood up, and eventually, it's all these big, huge oak trees, real solid, burned up a bunch of chains. And I'm like, I'm not cutting anymore. So I have enough firewood here for the next 3 years. I don't burn a lot of firewood for fire pits. That's about it. We got a little wood burner up in the upstairs bedroom, but I mean, outside of that, I don't really use it much. Asked the neighbor if he wanted some. He's like, well, yeah, he wanted the stuff I'd already cut and split. I'm like, dude, I'm not cutting for your wood for you.
I'm not doing this for you.
You can have it if you want it. You can cut it and split it. I'm done buying more chainsaw chains. And so yesterday I went out there and we had some stuff. I cut some more of it up. There's these huge logs. I feel like Magnus for Magnuson right there. I'm picking up these giant logs, rolling them, flipping them, trying to get it as close together so we can have a big burn. So we had that. I did that in the morning. Then we ate. Then after we ate, I went down there, took about 5 gallons of gasoline and some old motor oil, dumped it all over the pit because it was super wet, and tried to get that fire going. And so we had that burn. It burned up all the little stuff. It burned a lot of the bigger logs, at least enough to where I can move them some more, and we'll be able to finish that thing off probably when we come down for Christmas. So that was what I did yesterday. And in between that, watched a lot of the football games and watched the Chicago Bears.
How about that?
I mean, you want to talk about coaching malpractice. You want to yell at Will Howard for taking a slide 1 second left or 1 second late, trying to pick up more yards. The Chicago Bears are on the 42-yard line, and they started off on the 25, had a penalty, had a sack. Next thing you know, they're on the 42, and it's about a 60-yard, 59-yard field goal if they kicked it at that point. It's in a dome, so it's something that could have been made. And they let 30 from 33 after the sack wind down all the way to 6 seconds when they snapped the ball. And then they threw it not even in the end zone. So if it was caught, it wouldn't have mattered. It's incomplete. And then there's no time left, and that's the end of the game. They didn't even get a chance to use their timeout, and they didn't even get a chance to kick a potential field goal. Like, what are we doing? It was the worst. It was the worst thing that I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. We're sitting here at Thanksgiving watching it. We had a lot of people over, a lot of friends, a lot of family, mostly family from all over the country came in. We call it Farm Thanksgiving, Bob. Pumpkin bars.
Does Ricky come up? I mean,
Ricky and Deborah, and then my Aunt Janet, Dr. Aunt Janet. Then I had Dr. Kate, Dr. Pete, my cousins were here. Their kids who are all going to med.
Didn't they move? Did they move out of Columbus?
Yeah, they're in Delaware. She's running like 3 hospitals now.
Nice.
She alpha female. I mean, we had all the grandkids here. We got a obviously great food. My sister made pumpkin bars, which is my mom, RIP, her recipe, which I just absolutely pounded an entire tray. Yesterday, I probably consumed well over 10,000 calories of straight pumpkin bars. But then what we did, we have a scavenger hunt, right? Scavenger hunt. Well, before that, I had all the my nephew brought some kids. They won the Horizon League in soccer at Robert Morris. He had 2 guys, Motts and Josh. One's from England, one's from Germany. They came over.
Wait, is Motts his first name?
Yeah, Motts is his first name. He's from Germany.
Is that short
for like
good? Mozzarella?
I don't know. Probably not, because he's not Italian. He's German. But they never shot guns before. So I'm like, hey, guess what, man? We're shooting guns. So before everybody else got here, because Uncle Coach Mike, he's deep frying a turkey. I got Uncle Fun. That's my uncle, my brother-in-law, Josh.
Wait,
they're
Uncle
doing turkey stuff.
Uncle Fun?
He's Uncle Fun. I'll tell you about it. So then we go on a scavenger. We're eating, right? Then we go on a scavenger hunt, walk it out. And we had like different things set up where teams had to go like build Lego sets like on the ground. First place team, like there was an order. You got something and you had to show it. Boom, take pictures. Then we did like another picture where they had to like do something creative, and the older people got to judge who won. We did that. Then you had to cross the creek, and nobody had like boots, so people were like carrying each other across on their teams in certain ways. That was fun. Had some candy just randomly stuck out there in the woods, almost like Easter, but for deer. It was great. Then we came back, and you had to blow up some tannerite stuff, right? So one person on your team, preferably somebody that's never shot a rifle.
Where did you end up getting that tannerite from?
Well, it was like a lesser version of tannerite at a special place of my heart called Rural King. They had some there. I just bought all the cases that they had, because you never know when you're going to use it, because the night before we were blowing up other stuff. It was great. But anyways, we did that. And then we came in and played cards and played left, right, center. And it was great, man. And I was exhausted. And guess what? Everybody was gassed after that. Then we're watching games. I'm watching this, the Bears meltdown. It's like, this is terrible. Then you had the Dolphins playing in the cold, and everybody, all the stuff that we've heard about, Southern teams in the playoff. And now that's Green Bay. That's a different kind of cold. Like, I played in Green Bay in December. I remember versus AJ, it was -11. It was bumpy. That was bumpy. I can't wait for teams to feel that kind of cold in the playoffs. But great day. Always being thankful. So much to be thankful for.
Your card games, are these like normal, like poker? Like what are we playing? Like, or are you playing like
the young dudes were showing us a bunch of young drinking games that we have never heard of. My family likes to play Zeincheck, which is like this whole other chaos of a game. Yeah, Zeincheck. It's a really long game. Like you put some money. It's good. It's a good game. But left, right, center, just a dice game. Yeah, all ages can play. That's a great one. That's a crowd pleaser.
Okay. I was curious on that, just kind of what we're doing, because I'm not allowed to play. Well, not allowed. I've put up my own ban on my ability to play any type of like card games or board game, not cards, but like Cards Against Humanity or things like that. I don't know. We've got a bunch of them. I used to love them all, but they always ended badly. So I kind of had to retire permanently. And now my sister-in-law forgets how bad it always was. And she wants me to play again. I'm like, do you not remember what used to happen?
Do you not?
A massive fight between myself, my siblings, maybe her, whatever it was, because everybody wants to win. And then, the rules are changed, and I don't know whatever else happened. There's a lot of nonsense in there. So that's why I was curious, like what type of games. So you guys are legit playing drinking games, which that sounds amazing. Like I haven't played a good drinking card game in years. And I feel
it's amazing.
Was that? I mean, so these are the young dudes.
These are the young dudes. I mean, we weren't necessarily, the older people were just like sitting there watching this. It's like, man, this is a great kind of game. Like, well, this is something that we should do. But I mean, like by this time, I mean, we're looking, it's like, 8 o'clock, and we've been going strong since 11:30, cooking stuff. And then once everybody left, you're sitting there in kind of like a comatose state.
So where did they go? Like, is everybody at the house right now?
No, we have Steph's family and and my brother and sister-in-law and their kids, they're all staying here. And then everybody left. And then like Sam and Weston and Hunter and Uncle Fun and we're like, there's like 3 beaver dams in our creek. So we were like, all right, we're just going to go up there.
Are you allowed to hunt beavers?
You can trap beavers. You can do whatever. I'm sure there's a license for it. But here's the deal. The dams, though, were stopping our normal deer patterns because I can understand it. It's like, why do I want to cross here when I'm going to get wet? Like, it's cold outside, you know? And it's right in this, like, pinch point funnel to go to this other 3-acre field. So let's just kind of tear these down and do some manual labor. And I tell you what, man, those daggum beavers, man, they're like engineering, like geniuses, you know? And I was impressed by the way, I mean, these things were probably like 3 feet high, stacked up. I'm like, these guys put in a lot of work. I can't wait to, just break this up, see them work again. Have you seen the beavers out there? I have not seen a beaver in the wild in Ohio. Oh, dude, yeah, all the time. Really? All the time. Oh, yeah. And you got to get the young kids to just be patient. I'm like, guys, listen, like when you break it down, you just got to go over there and sit and you can see where they go into the water. You set an advantage point and you just got to listen. You just got to listen. You'll hear them like chewing up trees. It's like, oh, there's one. And then some of the big trees that have fallen down, I'm like, that's an enormous tree. And they straight up gnawed that thing down, without wearing export guards. You know what I mean? Like, protecting their teeth in. Yeah, they probably need them after the stuff that I've seen them been doing. But it's just a great experience. Everybody walked away fun. I walked away exhausted. Now you got cleanup. But that's, I'll say this. We just, and the reason I wanted everybody to know what we did was because Thanksgiving, when you and I played, Bob, was always the week before Thanksgiving. No, I kind of do like it now. Because then last night, as I'm scrolling through, you got the rivalry, like volume 12 that they dropped of this game. And I just got super juiced. And I broke my laptop out, wrote some notes down. But how impactful this game is. Like the festivities are done. And it's like, now we got Friday and Saturday and then we're there, and it just enhances that excitement because you had family, you're watching ball on TV. You're just like, I cannot wait for this game and what's going to happen because, one, you and I both care about these guys on this team, but two, based on what Tress said, I think they're poised. I think they're ready to go. I think they've been, progressing to this point. Yeah, absolutely. It's good for the fans as far as like watching it. It gives you that full build up. I always liked it because we were done with the game and then I could go out Thanksgiving with my family, and really enjoy it. That'll be, yeah. And that was fun for me being done. But as far as like fans, okay, you get the build up. Students, like you're going home, you're coming back. If you don't like your parents, you want to get out of the house, it gives your parents a reason like, hey, I got to go back to school, not for class, but because for the Ohio State Michigan game. And we're going to go out there, get drunk and have a good time and be rocking, which I know the shoe will be rocking in a huge way. So we'll get more into that. Schlegs and the rivalry drop. You know what? We're going to take a look. We're going to find that bad boy. We're going to play it for the folks who haven't seen that because it's truly a remarkable piece of cinematography. These little pregame hype videos they put together are tremendous. And so we'll get into that next. We got a big show for you. Planned up, answer some of your questions, talk a little bit about Ryan, Will, what this means as far as legacy, how all that works and how it's all there. And we'll be ready to rock with that. First, before we get out of here, tell you, Schlegs brought up export. Listen, parents, athletes, protect what matters most with export mouth guards trusted by professional athletes, worn by or designed by NHL team dentists. They're scientifically tested to help absorb those high-impact hits, protecting both your teeth and your brain. Export mouth guards feature 3 layers of advanced protection. That means patented use of carbon fiber that they 3D print that thing right to your grill so it fits so snugly. That means more protection, better performance, max comfort, clear communication, so you can focus on your game, not on your gear. Don't take chances with your safety. Go to exportguards.com/Bobby. Save 15% on your order. Export, protect what matters most.
the Big Play Sports Network. Download the free app today to watch all of your favorite hosts on demand.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like... I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages, because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer. All right, welcome back into the Bobby Carpenter Show. And I don't know if we were able to dig up that pregame hype video. Schlegs, did we find that? Do we have that thing cruising around? Let's take a little listen and take a little watch. It's Buckeyes, Game 12.
Big game. Being born a Buckeye, you grow up with two things: an unwavering love for the scarlet and gray, and a hatred for that team
up north.
I can't believe God gave me a chance to be a Buckeye, because there's nothing like it.
This rivalry is both beauty and beast, a brutal test that reveals who will rise when all seems lost and who will fall. The history, the pageantry, the raw hatred. This is the rivalry. Every hit echoes through history. Every play is more than a moment. It's a statement.
Saves the season. And there he goes. Elliott in a foot race.
If you grew up a Buckeye, if you grew up in the great state of Ohio, or if you are a Buckeye now, this is the real one. This is the greatest rivalry in all of sport, not college football, all of sport.
This is what we fight for. This is what we work out for. This guy right here. Intercepted.
With all that brotherhood and trust, everything comes to right now. You're really willing to go? You're really willing to go?
Touchdown, Garrett Wilson. Wow. Cuts it back. Ohio State wins. This is our stadium. Our state.
A new chapter will live forever in this battle called a rivalry.
It doesn't get any more big time than this.
How we feeling right now?
I mean, I feel great. I love the fact that they had like through the eyes of the little kid. And again, I
think that's I want to say that's Hartline's son. I'm not positive on that, but I think there's a good chance that might be Hartline's son.
That'd be even better. You know, and I just think like even my kids like coming into it, having, you know, coached in it, one played in it. And I came to this game late, like, you know, Will and Caleb. Like,
better late than never, Schlegs, is what they always say.
What's that?
Say better late than never.
Better late than never. And, you know, when you come to Ohio State, like you are saturated, right? Like you are brought in and just emerged in what this game means from the jump, regardless if you grew up in the state or not. Like as soon as you walk in that building, and I just love Tress's statement, right? It's, you know, blessed to be a Buckeye, blessed to be able to be in this, whether you're a fan or a player or a former player, it still resonates. And that's why like you're just so excited about it because one, you and I have experience, Bob, like we've lived in the game. Other people don't know it outside of just the visual aspect of rooting for your team, but knowing what it means, knowing what it means for your career, knowing what it means for the highlights and how you remember it and how it impacts your heart and how I got 5 pairs of gold pants. It's just special. And just watching that's a glimpse of what these guys feel going into this. And now we got Best Fridays in football. That's today, right? In the anticipation and build up for it. I'm excited to watch it happen, man.
It is. It's very juicy. Very excited about it. You said you got your 5 pairs of gold pants, 2 as a player, 3 as a coach. It is confirmed that it's Hardline's son in the video, which makes it even that much better with everything going on. And you know, you talk about Tress when he said that. Were you at the practice when?
Yeah.
I was going to say I thought you were there, and it was a very powerful message. And it's always interesting. He comes and talks, and he's like, I've coached in, he hadn't coached in, was it 15 years now? 2010 was his last season.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's like, so I'm a dinosaur. But like when he gets up there and the way he delivers that message, it's just how powerful it was. And he always has a way to really hit it some way, and how blessed he was to be able to be a Buckeye. Because growing up in the great state of Ohio, I think everybody's dream is to play at Ohio State, hopefully. And then, as you get done with your playing career, it's to coach at Ohio State. And Tress got to be an assistant coach here under Earl Bruce. Urban was a GA, here under Earl Bruce as well. And then you get to go other places. You get to become a head coach. And it's, can I find my way back? Like, how do I get back there to that job? And it's not a job that comes open very often. It's a job that comes open, less than once a decade generally. And once you get it, how do you keep it? And what does it mean to you? And Ryan talked earlier this week, and he said he's been very succinct with it. I think he doesn't sound desperate. He sounds confident. But he's talking about the worst days in his life. He's like, my father passing away, and then losing this football game. How important that was. And then he also said this week, and he said this Wednesday with Lachey and Keels. He's talking about this game. He goes, if you've played in it, you've coached in it, you know. And he goes, and if you haven't, you don't. And he goes, we can talk about that privately, what that means. And I was talking to Beam, my co-host, about this. I'm like, talk about that privately. Like, what does that mean? Like, you're doing a radio show. What does that mean? Because if you've never been a part of it, it's so hard to kind of explain to somebody those emotions that run over you and run through you before and during the game. And then after the jubilation or the heartbreak and the fork in the road of what that ultimately is, because there is no middle ground. Like, you're never going to feel like, like it's either the best feeling in the world or it's the worst, Schlegs.
Yeah. I would say when you brought that up, a great way of articulating it is you've seen you've heard of people having, near-death experiences and their life flashes before their eyes. That literally is probably the best example of each individual year of what does that game mean. And then when you think about the ramifications for your life from that, right? And so you got to remember, this game on the clock, as soon as it's over, it's already ticking for next year, and it's in the building, and it's in your face every single day. And then when you're in winter workouts, you talk about it literally every single day. And when you go to spring football, there's periods based on this game every single practice. And when you're in the weight room, again, same week, every single day that you're in there, it's there. It's 365 for this moment. And then what does that do for that particular team? And then the lifetime ramifications of what you as a team do, and then what you do individually in this game carries on for the remainder part of your life. We've heard guys on the Buckeye Cruise talk about how many pants they were, how many gold pants. You got teams in the 90s that have one. And we saw that from John. He has 3, right? Some of those teams in the 90s, like 1 or 0, right? Some of the teams that we played for them, they have 0. Jake Buck talked about it. He had 0, right? So, and then how you play in this game matters for your legacy moving past it. So again, there's so many small little things that go into it, but it's the culmination and the effect of that. And again, as a head coach, none of us can even fathom the different things that happens from fans, from administration, right? Legacy of how you coach and the coaches that have been here. And what does that stamp leave? Like, we could talk, how you do in top 5 matchups and top 15 matchups and how you do versus all the teams that you should beat, X, Y, and Z. But everybody, when it's an Ohio State coach, comes down to what's your record versus that team up north.
Absolutely. And you know about it, you talk about it, it's huge. So I think the word you're looking for is omnipresent, because it's always there, it's always around, it exists all the time. You talk about in the offseason, you talk about, spring ball, camp, and you've brought this up a number of times, how every week during spring ball, you'd watch a different quarter with Tress of the Michigan game of the year before, just to get a feel of like understanding what happened, how it happened, why it happened. and knowing that. So pretty big. I think Ryan has fully leaned in. He's fully embraced it. And it's going to be a pretty darn exciting experience. It's going to be a pretty big game. So hoping we could get Joshua Perry on today. Schlegs, I was trying to talk to him about his not only the game, but also some of his food takes, because there were some folks on the Twitter machine that were saying, I wonder if his Thanksgiving Day takes are as bad as his Halloween candy takes. And so I was curious, like his ranking of sides and where that's at. So we'll have to get with him next week and kind of figure that out, because that's another element of this Thanksgiving beast. We'll do that next. I want to hear kind of your sides. We talked with AJ about it a little earlier this week, but kind of your methodology for sides, how you go about it, how you navigate this thing as we do that and dive into a little more Michigan talk coming up next on the Bobby Carpenter Show.
The Big Play Sports Network. Download the free app today to watch all of your favorite hosts on demand.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage beer. Beer flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like... I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer flavored beer. All right, welcome back in the Bobby Carpenter Show. And listen, the game is this weekend. And Columbus, big play. They're going to be cruising around tailgates, bouncing around down there in Columbus this Saturday. Tomorrow, before the game at Ohio Stadium, playing some trivia so you can get involved in that. And you get a chance to win maybe some Swenson cheeseburgers. Those are going to be delicious. So we'll have a full clip of that, have it all broken down for Monday's show. So on the 2nd, so make sure you're around there. And a lot of stuff going on. So that'll be good with everything that's going on. So make sure that you all ultimately check it out. Before you the food stuff, Schlegs, loudest stadium in America. That's what we're looking for, right? That's what we want to see. Ryan Day issuing the edict. They talked about it a lot last week. They threw this post out here, if we can toss that up. Pat, about the message for Buckeye Nation of what they need. Because Indiana was great, but this needs to be a level up. It's going to be great football weather, Schlegs. It's going to be in the 30s. Yeah. It's going to be feeling good. A little bit of wind, I think some limited precipitation. So it's going to be pretty dry. And then they say make it the loudest stadium in college football this Saturday, tomorrow. And those Michigan fans, they've been running their mouths. People thought it was kind of a sleepy experience. Signetti said they didn't even practice the silent count, really. Didn't think they need it. I'm hoping they'll need it tomorrow. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, hey, we all have a role to play, and we all have to play our role. And if you're a fan and you're one of the few fortunate 110, 111,000 people that get to go pack the shoe, your role is to bring the juice, right? We talked about it. Today's Friday. So literally you have Thursday, right? That and all the things that you do that matriculates into Friday. So not only do you have Black Friday shopping that you can do from your home and sip on certain things, right? You still probably have friends or family just mulling around, get them involved, start pregame, and then, right, eat the leftovers from today. Boom, you're already prepping. Go to bed, right? Make sure you hydrate after you've already been hydrating, right, before you go to bed, right? And then, boom, now you wake up, now you go to the tailgates, and then you start. And now it's go time because you got a big job ahead of you guys. Loudest stadium in the country tomorrow in the game. They need you. So when you have a loud stadium, the one thing, it's going to help everybody. It helps. Oh, yeah. Obviously, you don't be loud on offense. But this Buckeye defense, Pat, if we can throw this up here, Because when you're loud, you help the defense in a huge way, a big way. It is a massive, massive advantage because that offense is discombobulated. And let's be honest, this offense with Michigan hasn't been great all year. I was looking at my boards, putting some stuff together for the game. And what this Michigan offense is, they're 107th in scoring, 128 Schlegs in total offense, 127th in passing, 71st in rushing. And they're going against the Buckeye defense. You see this, 10.7. First in points allowed, first in touchdowns allowed, first in total defense yards per game, and first in opponents' red zone touchdown percentage, which in the red zone is the key metric that I always look at. How many touchdowns do you give up when they get down there? Can you force them to field goals? And if it's loud, you get them down there in the south end, south stands, they're trying to pound one in. Dude, and you get the noise like that against a defense like this, it'll be incredibly difficult to punch it in.
Guys, I think this gets overlooked. You know, people want to talk about fast starts, and you're right. Like Woody said, like the team that starts the fastest, the team that hits the hardest and the longest, right? You've seen those clips, and yeah, you want to start fast, but guys, like, I mean, the numbers don't lie. And that's what Bob and I talk about. Like, can we be a little bit better on third down? 100%. But guys, these stats right here, these are best defensive stats in all of Ohio State football defensive history, silver bullet style. Like right now. Now you got to finish the year 100%, but where they are right now, first, guys, that's crazy talk. I mean, I remember, Bob, when you and I played, like we were first in run defense in the country. I think we were top 5 total defense that year. But guys, what they've been able to do, this defense, and what I believe that they will do defensively, lining up against a very one-dimensional offense and having a quarterback and kind of knowing, Jake Butt hit on it, of what their offense is going to have to do. Like the game plan of Michigan is very, very simple. Control the clock, win on first and second down to have a short third down, continue to sustain drives, whether it results in points or not, because you have to limit the explosive offense of Ohio State to possessions. Like that's their recipe for success and keep this a very low-scoring game. But when you throw up numbers like that, you got to be super confident in this silver bullet defense and what they're going to do on Saturday.
Yeah, it's exciting. Let's also remember, I mean, they've had 3 top 5 teams matchups that they played in. Indiana was one of the best offenses in college football, and by a number of metrics.
151 yards, Bob. 151 yards.
And 140 of them were on 2 drives, basically. The rest of the game took care of business bigly. So Buckeyes need to be able to do that, this defense. And I'm going to put a lot on Cody Simon. I mean, this is when you come back for your 5th year, you look at JT, you look at Jack, you look at Lathan Ransom, Denzel Burke, a number of these guys, Ty Leak, Ty, all those dudes coming back, and especially some of the 5th-year guys. Because, Cody's been here a long time, man. Lathan, It's been a long journey for these guys. And they didn't play their freshman year, and they've lost 3 years in a row. They crave those gold pants. And I talked to Maurice Claret earlier today on my radio show. And it was the adage, like, big players play big in big games. And this is the biggest game that you can have. And so excited for the opportunity. Cody's been a beast. He's been a tremendous leader. And awesome the way that he's playing and what he's been able to do. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We got our headlines. So we're going to dive on into those and talk about some of the big, and then we'll get tailgate talk with our keys to victory, Tim Walton, Stopful Thursday, all of that coming up here in Due to the Week.
Oh, yeah.
On the Bobby Carpenter Show. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Bobby Carpenter. I want to give a huge thank you and a shout out to Affinity Whole Health, the leaders in the testosterone replacement industry. I've been on a testosterone replacement program for a few years right now, and I've got to tell you, it's been an absolute game changer. Affinity Whole Health has allowed me to be the best version of myself, both mentally and physically. I loved how easy it was to get started. I booked my free consultation, met with my prescriber, checked my numbers, and Affinity Whole Health designed a program that was customized to fit my needs. So I'm telling you guys, if you have low energy, you want to get rid of that spare tire around the waist or take it to the next level in the bedroom, Affinity Whole Health is the place to get started. So don't wait any longer. 5 minutes of your time, book your free consultation. You're going to love the way you feel. Our headlines are brought to you by Affinity Whole Health. Schlegs, Affinity Whole Health. Listen, we just engorged ourselves yesterday. This is the start of the holiday season. If you want to be feeling better, you want to get on a personalized program to be able to go have success and feel really good. Hey, they've got plans to get you there. Personalized plans tailored to you. You go to affinitywholehealth.com. Boom. Set up your free consultation. You go in there. They're going to develop one of those customized plans. They do some blood work. They're going to put you on the deck set. They're going to figure out where you're at in life, what you want to do. Maybe you want to lose some weight. They got semaglutide. It's going to help curb those cravings during the holidays. They got TRT programs to help get some muscle mass going and get you in the right frame of mind with that. Pair them together for phenomenal results. Don't wait till January 1. Let's get going and get that done today at Feel Great Columbus, if you're in Columbus, or affinityWholeHealth.com, Columbus, Cleveland, Indy, and also in Chicago, Schlegs. They are everywhere. Will Howard, Buckeye. Buckeye's not just something you do. Michigan's not just a game that you play. It's a little bit bigger than that, Schlegs. Some people would refer to it as a way of life. And Walton went out there and he articulated that in a way that, you know what, a guy who hasn't been a part of it, he's like you, Schlegs, came a little bit late. You can call him anything. Just don't call him late to dinner. Don't call him late for the rivalry. It's a way of life. And I think you've got to embody that. You've got to embrace it. If you run from it, Schlegs, it's only something that's going to eat you up.
Yeah, he totally embraces it. And that's one thing that we said, especially at that position, guys, you have to be all about it. And for all the people that you have to be in the program for a long period of time, or you have to be from the great state of Ohio to actually understand it, that's false, because the dude has been here since January. He's seen his teams. He's seen his teammates and how they care about it, and his ability and willing to strain for them. He totally gets it. And that's the type of guy that you want at the helm for this Buckeye team.
Well, and it's like, here's a little nugget from him as well. The possibility of him playing his last game, the living legend, possibly of him playing his last game in Ohio State, what that ultimately means to him. And, you know, it's like, you came here, I played here. We'll listen to what Will has to say about that.
Be playing in that stadium.
And then some. I could not say thank you to more people, to you guys. Thanks for, you know, taking me in and talking to me every week and looking at my ugly mug, whatnot. But I truly am so grateful for this opportunity that I had to come here, and it could not have ended up going better. Like I love it here. I love my guys. I love everyone in this building. I love this place. I love this city. It's been everything I could have asked more and more. But the thing is, you know, I know this may be my last game at Ohio Stadium, but it's not my last game as a Buckeye. So we still have plenty of things to take care of. We're far from done, but it has been just amazing. And I love the shoe. I love this place, man. And, you know, I'll be a Buckeye forever. And truly, I couldn't be more thrilled with how this transition and how this year has gone for me. And I'm just thankful. I think, you know, God really put me here for a reason. I prayed on it, and you know, I'm just grateful. I'm blessed, and I'm really thankful.
Well, Buckeye Nation, like they're blessed to have Will Howard, quarterback.
No doubt.
You look at it; they've got some power rankings too on Will, and we always I like to bring this stuff up because I don't know how he hasn't had more conversation, more buzz about the Heisman Trophy and everything that he has done and how well he's played. If we can toss up those power rankings to show people, this is, you know, CBS Sports puts this out weekly of what these quarterbacks look like, how good they are. And you go, look at that. Will Howard, number 1, Cam Ward, number 2, like he's getting all that. Shedeur Sanders, you know, number 3, like these guys, other players are good. They're in the Heisman conversation, but Will has been incredibly efficient, and he's got the freaking completion percentage up there so high. He's completing 4 out of every 5 passes, Schlegs.
Yeah, and he's completing 4 out of every 5 passes. To me, it's the manner in which he does it, right? He understands that he has to go get first downs. He's able to do it with his legs. And again, regardless of what it is, and somebody, you know, other people will be like, well, you know, Shedeur has to go win the games because he's the only guy. Will has other talent around him. Yeah, that's your job. He's the point guard. He's distributing the football, but doing it in the right way, protecting the football, 80% completion in 6 games. It's the highest of anybody ever in their career at Ohio State. He's done it in his 1 year, and Guys, he's just doing everything that you want, but more importantly, the leadership qualities. And we talked about when they brought him in, the thing I like the most about Will Howard is that he's been there and done that. He's won a Big 12 championship. Yeah, you didn't necessarily like the stats when he came here. 61% passing in his last season. Now up well into the high 70s. That's a testament to coaching. But the dude wants to be coached. The dude wants to strain. He wants to get better. The dude wants to win, right? That's what you want. That's what you need from your leader, from your quarterback position, because it's a quarterback-driven, right, league, conference, college football, just like the NFL, and he's doing it the right way in every way as far as somebody that's a Buckeye fan.
Absolutely. It doesn't get much better than that, Schlegs. He's been there. That's why the headlines were basically the Will Howard show today. All right, coming up next, we got our tailgate talk. We give you our keys to victory. Listen to a little Tim Walton coming up next.
Get the most out of work, life, and all your outdoor adventures with top-selling upgrades for your truck. Guaranteed fit, free shipping, easy install, expert support, and thousands of dealers just a click away. Bring your truck to life. Real Truck. Upgrade today and save between $50 and $400 on select Real Truck products. Visit realtruck.com/specials.
All right, now we're into our tailgate talk, Schlegs, and let's pull up our guy, Mr. Tim Walton here, and get everybody juiced up. Free Game Friday.
This Free Game Friday is personal. Early summer mornings, Turner's in the Beast. That fall camp heat taught us how to dig deep. They doing a lot of talking, but the game is played on the grass. They mouth just wrote a check that their ass can't cash. Sometime you open your mouth and things can go too far, we're going to just remind them just who the F we are. Ready. Already.
Love it. Ready, Schlegs? Already.
Oh, snap, Tim.
Oh, snap.
Golly. Oh, man. OG, bro. Play that on repeat, everybody, today. That was amazing, Tim. I'm juiced out of my mind right now.
Absolutely. You should be. You know what, Pat? Pat wants to play it twice, Schlegs. Just for
play
the
it twice for the people.
Just for the folks in the back that might not have heard it.
This Free Game Friday is personal. Early summer mornings, Turner's in the Beast. That fall camp heat taught us how to dig deep. They doing a lot of talking, but the game is played on the grass. They mouth just wrote a check that their ass can't cash. Sometime you open your mouth and things can go too far, we're going to just remind them just who the F we are. Ready. Already.
I love OG.
Tim.
He's got ready to go. He's got me ready to go. He's got you ready to go, Schlegs. Keys to victory. Let me hear your 3 keys to the game.
Yeah, keys to the game. This is it. Physicality. And that's the stop the run the football. It doesn't matter. Like, just be more physical, right? I want to see that. I mean, at the end of this game, you should be exhausted in the locker room, physically spent, bruised, battered, but you did it to them more physical. Number 2, turnovers. It is this game. No turnovers. Lastly would be, for me, the explosive plays, solely for the fact in the 3 years that we played them and lost, they just had explosive plays. And that just comes with everybody doing their job.
Wow, that is it's tremendous stuff. All right, so my keys, Schlegs, we're going to talk about third downs. Ohio State been pretty good on third downs. Not as good as Ryan has historically been offensively. I was putting together boards, looking at some of the stuff for the game, but 43% on third down. If they're 43% or better, they're going to be doing a great job. They will win this game. That's a huge key. Michigan, Schlegs, has not been as good on third downs this year defensively. They, surprisingly enough, like with what they're giving up on defense, this defense is supposed to be so good. They're 97th in the country on third down conversion percentage, giving up almost 47 or 43% a game. So Ohio State's able to do that. That's going to be key. We talk about the rushing battle all the time, about what that the team that has won this, I believe, since 2001, the rushing battle has won this game. Yeah, you want to see what the boards look like? I guess here.
Yes.
Here's
I want to see it.
There you go. So you get all this. You get
I got it, man.
I got some little notes. I'm going to highlight some more stuff and put some things together with that. But yeah, so win the rushing battle. take care of business. Everyone says throw it up over the top. I get that. That's a big piece of it. They'll throw the ball. But Ryan wants to win this, I think, with an element of toughness with Chip. So that'll be a big piece. That'll be it. And then the last piece we always talk about is turnovers. If Ohio State doesn't turn the ball over, they win. And I think they win this thing handily. So that's the last piece. Get that taken care of. Don't turn the football over. And poof, David Copperfield. There you go. That's the game. 3 keys to victory for the Buckeyes. Third downs, rushing, turnover margin. Boom. That's what will decide this. All right. Put a little pin in that. We're coming back. It's Friday. Schlegs, you know what that means? It's due to the week time. Our dudes of the week coming up next.
The Big Play Sports Network. Download the free app today to watch all of your favorite hosts on demand.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage Beer. Beer flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like... I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer flavored beer. We got our due of the week now, Schlegs. You want to do your due of the week first?
I'll do my due of the week first because it means a lot to both you and myself. My due of the week is Jim Tressel. 1, we had him on the show. 2, go follow him. It's all about the team. That was a podcast. He put that out this week. You and I, Bob, got to sit down with our former coach and just talk about, what it meant to be a teammate and different lessons we learned from the team. And then just the clip, I just remember that was in spring when he came back and talked to the team and everything. And the reason I brought him up as my dude of the week is that Jim Tressel took a chance on me. He brought me into Ohio State. I didn't know anything about Ohio except you played great defense and they had big deer, right? And I met you and I met AJ and the rest is history. But the man took a chance on me, taught me what it means to be a Buckeye from the moment I stepped in that building. I'm forever grateful for that. So for that, he is my dude of the week. How about you, Bob?
Just so grateful that God made me a Buckeye.
Amen.
It was so great. My dude of the week, honorary Buckeye. He was here for the Iowa game. Him and his wife and their whole family. I think he might be back again for this one. I'm not confirmed on that, but I think they're planning to try to get back. But you know what, Bryce Harper, if you're going to come back and be here for the Michigan game, took a picture with my kids and my son and some of his friends after the Iowa game. Can't think of a bigger game to come to. His wife, fully Buckeye, played soccer at Ohio State. And we'll see if he makes it back. But I know he's planning to trying to get back. And so, man, there's no bigger game you want to get back and want to try to be at, which is tremendous as well. You got a score prediction for us, Schlegs?
Here's my deal. 31-13 Buckeyes, Bob. That's how I feel. As a matter of fact, I think it could be more. And guess what? If it's like this early and they jump on them, guys, I can literally see this being 6. But if they jump on them early, there is no governor on this game. And that's what I want to see, but I'm going to say 31-13.
Key is start slow, Schlegs. You don't want to jump on them early. That's how the Buckeyes win games. They jumped on Oregon early and they lost. Keys to the game, always start slow. That's just built in now. I'm going to go 28-13. Maybe get to 31. I think it could be more as well. We'll see ultimately how that rocks and how that goes. But I like 28-13. I think the Buckeyes handle it. Numbers come down. It started out at 23, Buckeyes favored, dropped to 20.5. I saw it on Wednesday. It's down to 19.5 now at a lot of places. So moving that direction. But I think Ohio State handles their business. But rivalry games are always tough. They're physical. And I expect nothing less on Saturday at noon in the Horseshoe. Well, thanks for this week. Huge week for the Buckeyes. We'll be back Monday at 12:30 breaking down what is hopefully a big Buckeye win. That's it for this edition of the Bobby Carpenter Show.